Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? It's flipping Friday. It is Friday, baby. Oh, man. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope it's off to a good start. Weekend is upon us. That is fantastic. So we've got the news for today. We'll start popping that off in a second. Video gaming news for September 15th. Then we've got more gameplay of AK Oxalotl today. It was fun. It was a fun day yesterday playing AK Oxalotl. We've got more to unlock, more to do. We'll probably play it over the weekend and stuff. But, you know, it's got a few issues that I think need to be cleaned up in it a little bit. But overall, it's pretty enjoyable. Nice little bullet hell game. And we'll keep pushing. So, we are also going to take a bit of time. We'll probably cover some of it in the news. We're going to go back. I just wasn't feeling super fantastic yesterday, so I ended up not going all the way until the PlayStation showcase popped off yesterday. And so what we'll do is we will go back. Actually, I think we'll address it. But we're going to go back and watch the PlayStation showcase from yesterday. We'll watch the VOD from that, okay? So we'll get that done before we play games and after we do video gaming news, all right? So that'll be the play. Let's see here. One moment. That's what I messed up. Yep. Not enough coffee yet this morning. Hold on. I gotta change the title up. There we go. There we go. Yep, I had it messed up. There we go. Should be good. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's jump into video gaming news. Let's do this. All right. Keep the tunes popping off for a little bit while we. Oh, I'm about to sneeze, I think. False alarm, maybe. It'll probably come back here in a little bit. All right, let's kick this off. See what we got. Yeah, we watched the Nintendo Direct yesterday. Paper Mario was cool. Paper Mario hype. Yeah. Nintendo Direct, all the news and trailers. We'll go over this. Personally, there was a couple of things in there that were cool to see. The biggest one for me was from Atlas. The what is it? Unicorn. Jeez, what was the name of that? We'll cover it in depth, but it was cool to see Dave the Diver. That's coming to Switch. I think that's going to play very well. That is my indie game of the year easily right now. Trombone Champ looks like it's going to be integrated with the Switch in a pretty cool way. I must have missed it in there somewhere. We'll cover it. But Atlas has a game coming out called like Unicorn Conquest or Unicorn. That's not it. It's Unicorn something. And it is literally a modern version of a game that I fell in love with on Super Nintendo called Ogre Battle. And I am so excited to see this game coming in the spring of next year. I will definitely be playing that game. And we'll cover it whenever we hit that article, okay? And let's cover this. Nintendo adds multiple new games to its Switch voucher program. Cover that after we rehash the Nintendo Direct stuff. God, people always take stuff a bit too far, don't they? Video game company Unity closes offices following death threat, which I'm quite sure is a response to what Unity has done in an attempt to monetize heavily and unrightfully so monetize game developers in using their engine. Yeah, we've read about that over the past day, and we've heard anybody that has anything to do with the gaming industry has heard about what is going on here. It's pretty gross. Unity is in a bad spot. This is the thing. We've seen companies do this sort of thing in various forms and fashions. Ferret, what up, broski? Got that popcorn, dude? This is my popcorn. Morning popcorn. Yo, thanks again for that yesterday, dude. That was very generous of you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. And we'll try to see if we can find a weekend where maybe we can play around with that a little bit, man. The Unity thing is a bad look for that company. And overall, what it comes down to, without getting into too much detail, TLDR, they are basically getting to a point where they are charging developers for every single install, download and install of a game, meaning it, you know, and they're trying to like kind of backtrack on it. They didn't have a lot of details to begin with. But the initial response was very, very bad because they didn't have a lot of details, and it was a lot of this stuff coming out, and it depended on what version of Unity the companies or the developers had bought into, as to what the threshold was before you had to start paying Unity for how many downloads. I think it was like the lowest tier was like 200,000. Then the top tier of their software subscription, you needed like 1 million or something. It was something to that effect. Basically, developers, once they hit that threshold, had to start paying a pretty substantial amount per download. And then there was a lot of questions because Unity engine is used for a lot of charity type game development things, and that they don't necessarily make money off of. And to the extent of where there are games that don't charge, right, that are built on that engine. So the thought was, there are games out there that are going to be downloaded so many times that the developers don't make money off of, but the developers will be getting charged millions of dollars and have no way to pay it and stuff. Right, yeah, that's what I was getting ready to talk about, Ferret. And so, you know, then the backtracking came to where, you know, Unity was like, don't worry, we've got our own proprietary system that will track all of this data. And then everybody was like, well, what about, you know, all these individuals that are going to re-download the software? Because there's an entirely another issue in this situation where we all know that there are a lot of spiteful individuals out there. And look, I talk trash about a lot of game development companies out there that I feel are really scummy all the time. But I'm not the type of person that's going to go out and try and destroy their company out of spite. What I try to do is educate people on the things they've done that in my opinion, make them a bad corporation for the gaming industry. In an attempt to get people, to see the true side of those companies and to quit supporting them. You know what I mean? So to enlighten people about what is really going on in the industry, quit supporting the bad companies, start supporting more the good companies, things like that. But there are people out there that would do spiteful things, like get upset about certain things developers have done in regards to maybe having a lead protagonist in a game that they didn't like, whether it be because of their gender or their race or something like that. And because we've all seen it. We've seen the review bombings that happen for that kind of stuff. And what this could lead to potentially are people downloading uninstalling, downloading, uninstalling, or even using like VR machines, setting up, you know, a ton of VR machines to just run scripts to just install the game, uninstall the game on all those VR. You know what I mean? It's like you could do that kind of thing to just sit there and accrue massive amounts of money towards what that company is going to owe Unity. And there are a lot of situations that Unity didn't address, and I don't think they really cared to address, because for them, anything they make in this situation, they thought was just going to be good for them, but they're getting absolutely destroyed for it. VM. Yeah, VM. My bad. Did I say VR? My bad. Yeah, virtual machine is what I meant. Yeah, sorry. I have not had enough coffee. My bad. Thanks for it. Thanks for catching that. Virtual machines. Yep. So, the situation has gotten kind of out of hand, and all of these companies start, I mean, to the point of where developers like, what's the Cult of the Lamb dev? Let's shout them out real quick, dude. Why can I not think of their name real quick? They need to be shouted out, so give me a moment. They are published by Devolver, but Massive Monster. Thank you. There we go. Cult of the Lamb is a banger game. It's very, very good. I absolutely loved it when I played it last year. This is a game created on the Unity engine, right? Basically, Cult of the Lamb came out with all of this Unity stuff and said, we're done. We are, Cult of the Lamb will no longer be available because of this Unity situation. So if you want it, you better buy it now, because we are going to be completely erasing the game. And Devolver also had come out with a tweet basically telling everybody that is a developer, if you want us to publish your game, you should be looking very hard at what kind of engine you're using. Basically alluding to the fact that if you're using Unity, they don't want to be a part of your game anymore. You know, so there's a lot of things that have gone on here that have resulted in a massive amount of backlash for Unity in regards to this situation. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we all know that business is business, and I don't think that anybody in the development industry is going to be blind to the fact that there is a reasonable amount of consideration for what might need to change from what a company has done in the past to what they might need to do in the future, or currently even, to change the way their business has worked, because that's the way business works. Things evolve, things change, especially in technological industries, right? Things evolve very fast. So it's not like I think businesses wouldn't be understanding of things that might need to change on the front of Unity, but this is something entirely very, very scummy, right? And so now we've gotten to the point of, over the past, as of yesterday, the past 2 days after hearing all this, your day and a half of Unity coming out with this, and then all the backlash, now we've got apparently death threats coming in, and Unity having to close their offices. Here's the thing. I think that the reputation of Unity is irreparably destroyed. I don't think they can do anything to repair this. It shows their true colors, right? I think that what this does ultimately is, and what sucks is that there are a lot of developers that are like halfway through a project of developing a game, and what do? Especially for indie developers, what do? It's not easy to backtrack. It's not easy to just go grab another engine and start over on that engine or anything. It's not that simple. So you've got a lot of developers in a really bad spot right now, especially if it's an indie dev that's trying to get started in the industry. They haven't had any games out before, very small games, things like that. This is a bad situation for them. But I think that what you're going to see moving forward is that most developers... What up, Davey? Yo, is today the day for your procedure, or did that already happen, dude? I didn't think it was happening yesterday. So I couldn't remember though. My days are all mixed, dude. I don't know. I just have been feeling like crap. I think what you're going to see is a lot of developers, even if Unity backtracks on this, even if they backtrack, developers now have seen the light of what Unity is really about and what Unity is going to try to do to them. If not now, if they don't stick with this now, they're going to try to do this again in the future. And so developers are going to go, no, probably not. Probably not a good idea to stick with Unity as an engine, because it's going to be a bad business move. Whether it be now or in the future, it's looking like a very, very, very bad situation for developers. Go in this morning. Dude, I'm sorry, Davey. That sucks, dude. Okay. So that's basically what everybody needs to know about that situation right now. I didn't necessarily want to pull up the article to talk about it because we've kind of already hashed it out about what initially everything was, but we will touch on them shutting down yesterday for death threats and stuff, okay? So we will hit on that. Total War Steam sale, we'll take a quick peek at that. That Unity situation's terrible, dude. Hold on, let me see something. It's happening again. It's happening again. There we go. I haven't had time to look into why this is happening to me, but I probably just need to change some of my browser settings or something. There we go. Easy. I don't want to spoil. Oh, you did, Ferret? Yo, what's the deal, dude? Yeah, I hope it goes well too, Davey. We're rooting for you, bro. Yeah, that's what I kind of grasped in my short glimpse of what that article was saying. Slower charging on their non-pro iPhone version, and is it just because of old silicon? Is that all it is? Just an older chip? What is wrong with them? A brand new phone that can't do fast charging? Yeah, and Ferret, yo, your analogy up there is perfect, dude. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, we've known that for a long time, haven't we, buddy? Yeah, Apple. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Word. Yeah, that's what I kind of gathered. Yo, thanks for confirming that. Appreciate it, dude. Okay, yeah. I mean, it does absolutely seem like a money play, doesn't it? Like, well, we got two models here, and if you buy the lower tier, you got USB-C port now, but you're only going to get slow charging because we had a bunch of old silicon chips laying around. But if you buy the top tier model, you'll get fast charging, right? Basically. Jesus Christ, dude. Yo. I mean, for everybody that supports Apple too, like, god dang it, dude. I'm sorry, I know there are a lot of people, and I don't bag on people for like the preference of like the kinds of, the tech that they enjoy or whatever, just based on it's different kinds of, because look, I mean, some people really enjoy the Apple kind of operating systems and stuff like that. Whatever, that's cool, man. I don't personally find it appealing. I don't like their operating systems. I don't like the way they lock stuff down for people. It feels really weird to me. I'm not a fan of it. I never have been. But I'm not going to knock on other people for enjoying that. What I will knock on Apple for is being so scummy about stuff, dude. You know, bro, the amount of money they charge people for their products is outrageous. And then they do stuff like this too, to try to make people buy into a top, like their higher tier model, which will be way more expensive. Look, they're both going to be expensive, but their top tier model will be even more expensive. And they did this on purpose to get people to buy into it because they know people will want fast charging. Fast charging USB-C has been around for flipping ever now. Like, that's crazy, dude. Right, exactly. That's exactly my sentiment too, dude. It's not, you know, it's whatever, dude. I don't care. Like, people have their preferences, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's them as a company, dude. Same thing here in the gaming industry, dude. I don't care, you know, like, if you what gaming is about is having fun. But I will call out these companies that I find to be disgusting and scummy and everything. Obviously, you guys know that. Most people that hang out here know that, right? But I'm not going to knock on somebody for playing on, you know, a platform that they consider to be their preference because they have fun on it. That's what gaming's about. But I will try to enlighten them about the scummier side of, like, the business that they've bought into or whatever, you know? I am going to pull this up, put it over here. We're not going to read about this yet because we're going to watch the state of play after the news segment. I don't want to be spoiled on it, if you will. You know what I mean? So we'll take a look at this after we watch the VOD after the news segment. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is hitting the Mac, dude. It's the return of the Mac. Speaking of Apple, interesting. Okay. Supergiant has announced that Hades 2 early access starts next year. Very. Oh, yo, Steam Decks are on sale right now, guys. Check it. Sure is. $20% off the top tier Steam Deck, dude. That is like $130 off what it normally is. Even the mid tier one is what is that, about 80 bucks off? I still can't get over the fact that they don't provide a dock with these. That has been the one thing about Valve and the Steam Deck that I've never understood. Yeah, look, this is my thing too. I don't personally have a need for one, you know? But I think these devices are a great segue for a lot of people to get into PC gaming, you know? That's the thing about consoles forever, have been that it's allowed people to get into a side of gaming where they don't have to worry about messing too much with the technical side of the platform they're buying into in the console world. Whereas PC hasn't traditionally provided that, right? Oh, okay, yeah, Pinky. What's up, dude? Yo, guys, just a second. OA radio. Yeah, dude. That's what I need to do. I need to start just pushing this stuff out as like a radio station too, you know? But I do think... Oh, what? Oh, right. Right, Pinky. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Now that makes a lot of sense. That's usually the way that works, right? Yeah. Seems good. Yeah. It's the phone devils. Everybody must have Apple. Everybody must have Apple phones. Too soon? My bad. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, back to what I was talking about. I think that, you know, what this device, I think, you know, the more and more we move forward, more people are on the go, and mobile gaming is just a nice quality of life thing, and not having to have a laptop to do this kind of thing is great for PC gaming. And I think I think also, like, whether you're talking about the Steam Deck, and you know, we've got options. The Steam Deck, or the Asus ROG Ally, or even the Lenovo Legion Go, which is about to release, that's going to kind of fill that price gap between those two that I mentioned previously. I think all of these are giving an option for people who haven't traditionally taken a dive into PC gaming, because maybe it's been a bit too much of a daunting idea for them to get into PC, because of the technical side of things that they didn't want to deal with, you know, whether it be on a laptop or a desktop or whatever. I think this provides an easier segue into PC gaming. So I think it's great. It isn't necessarily something I need. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to just have one around or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily need one. But I can see how it could fit a lot of other people's lifestyles very well, you know? And it does the same thing. These devices do the same thing the Switch made very popular, right? Which is providing that kind of dual playbook scenario where you can use it as a mobile device, or you can dock it and it turns into more of a traditional console type device for you, right? Which is fantastic. You know, you dock it up, it puts the, you know, the game you're playing, the entire system onto a TV or a monitor or whatever, and then you can just connect controllers to it, and you've got your traditional kind of PC gaming device right there, you know? So it's a nice thing, man. It's not necessarily something I need right now. Doesn't mean I won't maybe buy into it in the future, but I do think it's a great thing. I think that a lot of people have found this to be a nice segue into PC gaming, and I could see why, for sure. But these are pretty good deals right now for the Steam Deck, especially that top tier. That top tier one, you can get for $10 under the price of what the mid-tier usually costs retail right now. You see this $519.20 for the top tier Steam Deck. The mid-tier normally retail costs $529. Again, I think the thing that is notable here is that you still have to buy a docking station. Now, you can get you can get Steam's docking station, or you can go on Amazon or something like that, and you can go buy a third-party docking station. Third-party retailers, manufacturers were making docking stations for the Steam Deck way before Steam even had made their own. So, I think it's something that should be included with all these devices. Switch did it. I that's the one thing I really knocked on the Steam Deck for on its release, was like, how do you not have a dock for this, even if it wasn't like something as elaborate, as fleshed out as the one that they came out with that costs $71, right? You have to take that into consideration here. I don't know how much all the like third-party ones cost, but apparently there's a lot of really good third-party ones out there that I don't think cost maybe like half this. And I think it's short-sighted for them to, you know, not at least include some very, very, very basic like way to just have a simple dock that just has like one HDMI port and, you know, like maybe one USB port or something. At least something, dude. Something. And then, you know, come out with your more elaborate dock that can do much more. You can do much more with or whatever. That's fine. But do something. Give the you know, consumer something, dude. Because this should be standard, dude. This should be something that, you know, at least some kind of basic dock should be standard with this. But that is a good sell. That's a good sell. We've already kind of fleshed this out this morning. I TLDR'd this, but we are going to be talking about it a little bit more as the company shut down. Unity shut down yesterday amid death threats. So we'll be talking about it a little bit more. Valve said Counter-Strike 2 would be out this summer. Now it says launches soon. We've heard it's coming fairly shortly, so just, we'll keep our eyes open. Surprise sequel to my favorite co-op game just launched, and you have a month to claim it for free. Okay, we'll see what this is. Destiny 2 is going to delete one of its main currencies because players used exploits to stockpile too much. What? Interesting. We're going to watch the state of play after the news, and then we can rehash out. I've got an article up to rehash what we watch, okay? Hey, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader release date. Nice. Tinwin's been playing the early access of that. Oh, yeah, I truly believe so, Pinky. Yep. Look, that's what I was saying earlier, dude. I think Unity is done. I think even if they backtrack and they say, oh, well, we made a mistake, we're not going to follow through with even most or all of what we had planned here, I think they're done, dude. Again, I think that most developers have now seen their true colors, and even if they don't follow through with all of it now, that shows developers what they're willing to do moving forward to their consumer. And I think it's over. I think it's over, dude. I don't think there are going to be very many, if any, developers that look at Unity moving forward as any kind of platform that they want to have any part to do with. Too scary, dude. Too scary. I'll talk about it again when we bring that article up about them shutting down yesterday because of the death threats, but I think they're done, dude. It's a bad move. I think that's, you know, we talk a lot about, well, I don't think any of us are blind to what, you know, business is and what the core of business means. You've got to be a success, to continue to be a part of an industry, you've got to be making money, right? There's something to be said for that. But dude, I don't care what industry you're in. There's something to be said for taking care of, like, being a good business means good business practices, taking care of your employees, taking care of your consumers. You know what I mean? having a focus on the different aspects of what has always made your business a success, continuing to elevate those aspects of your business and make sure they remain a priority in order to continue to be successful moving forward. If you get to a point where all you do is go, nothing matters anymore besides numbers and money, you will eventually fail. I truly believe that. Oh yeah, the shutdown part. Thought they did a speed one. Yeah, they got death threats, so they had to shut down yesterday. So yeah, but we'll flesh it out a little bit more. Yeah, the original Tomb Raider trilogy is being remastered, coming to PC just in time for Valentine's Day. Hades 2, bro. That's gonna be a big one for the schedule for next year. Game consoles are infuriatingly exempt from California's otherwise important new right to repair bill. Does that surprise anybody? This is speculation. We'll figure that out whenever it releases. Get all the, let's do this study and chill song. How about that? Yo, if you want a Sephiroth collectible from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you only have to pay $350 for the collector's edition. Bro, these collector's editions of games and stuff are getting out of control. By the way, we just read an article where, you know, I've been talking for like about the past year and a half. Speaking of businesses that have been on the downturn, especially in the gaming industry, you know. Isn't it gross, Ferret? Jesus Christ, dude, it's so disgusting. That thing, you know, Sephiroth, that Sephiroth figurine should be like popping out golden eggs. It should be crapping golden eggs about every 6 months or something for that price. Little chocobo eggs, you know? Crapping little golden chocobo eggs. Square, you know, for about the last year and a half to 2 years, I've really been talking about how Square has seemed like another one of those companies I fell in love with. They've made my favorite game of all time being Final Fantasy VII. But that's a company that I've watched for a while that has really, really seemed like they're on a bad downturn for me. And just another one of those companies like Blizzard that I grew up with, that I grew up loving their games, but has seemed really, really gross over the past like half decade. And I think it's starting to show. I think they're starting to struggle. And we read an article yesterday or the day before talking about their valuation has plummeted like $2 billion over the past few months. It's not looking good for Square, dude. I think they're going to end up probably getting bought by somebody at some point in the not too distant future, honestly. I think that if it happens, it'll probably be a Japanese company, though. And meaning probably Sony, if I had to guess. That's just a, you know, throwing out a bit of speculation there. I've got nothing to go off of there other than just like what I've seen and know. So, but Play to earn games are disgusting. Yeah, look, if you guys haven't heard, like, okay, so Liberty City is coming soon, right? And so Liberty City's coming soon. I know that's a lot of hype for a lot of people. And not only that, but along with the DLC, like Cyberpunk is getting an update, right? Update 2.0 that's going to overhaul the entire base game for free. Which, what they're supposedly overhauling it with is supposed to be some really good stuff. But check this out. We've been getting notifications from lead developers on Liberty City saying, be careful and test your PC setups to make sure your cooling's adequate. That's scary to me, dude. When you have developers coming out and trying to advise people to make sure that your cooling's adequate for your hardware before a DLC releases, that gets me a bit sketched out about what they know regarding hardware usage in the game. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they're just being cautious, but I mean, we'll see what happens. We've seen a couple of articles come out talking about one of the lead developers being very public about the fact that people need to be careful about Liberty City and make sure their cooling systems are up to par. And that's a very kind of sketchy statement to see from a developer regarding a game. Hopefully it's nothing, but it could be something too. League of Legends meets Stardew Valley in Yordle-themed life sim Bandle. What is this? Helldivers 2 shows off some proper co-op gameplay as it gets delayed to 2024. This is probably in the PlayStation Showcase, but we'll see. Devolver's brand new game is discounted for PC already. What? Gumbrella, dude? Really? That's weird. Wonder why. Oh, for real, Ferret? I haven't played it. 16 times the temperature of the sun. Yo, Ferret, did you see that in the memes? Did you see that GIF reply that I gave yesterday? I didn't know if you saw that. I remember yesterday morning you posted that meme from like trying to run Cyberpunk Overdrive mode. Did you see that guy T-posing? Oh yeah, it was just Cyberpunk stuff. That's why I just like... That was Cyberpunk. That's why I replied with it. Yeah. Dude's playing the game and he's waiting on some character to like come down the ladder, and the character goes T-posed and like turns around and just T-poses all the way down the ladder, and then he gets down the ladder and then turns around, and then the guy like goes back into like a running motion. Oh Jesus, dude. Slay the Spire Studio serves Unity, one of the harshest roasts yet, and other devs love it. We saw a lot of stuff already, but here, let's pull this up with the Unity stuff. Where's the, Here. Put it back there. A lot of news this morning. Unity is just gonna die, dude, I think. Alright, let's look at our other search real quick. This will probably be something in the PlayStation Showcase as well, but we'll talk about it. RE4 Remakes Separate Ways DLC is coming next week. We've already got that up. We got that up. They're going to show this in the PlayStation Showcase too, dude. And I'm sorry, but this game looks so flippin' cringe, dude. You guys remember seeing this Foam Stars game? Last time a PlayStation Showcase happened? It looked so terrible. I'm not even going to pull this up. We'll see it in the PlayStation Showcase. I guarantee it. Yeah, Princess Peach Showtime. We're going to rehash all the Nintendo stuff from yesterday, so I'm not going to pull this up. We've got an article that's going to go back over everything that the Nintendo Showcase offered us yesterday, okay? Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like. Yeah. It was like a let's be super edgy and cool and appeal to like a younger audience. It almost, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like take what Volition tried to do with like the reboot of Saints Row and mash it up with Splatoon. That's what it reminds me of. You know? But yeah, like mechanics wise and everything, I think it's like more of a Splatoon type game. But just aesthetic wise and everything, yeah, like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right there. But we'll see it. Yeah. It looks rough in my opinion. It didn't appeal to me. Who knows? It appealed to somebody else, maybe. New metallic PS5 controllers and console covers have been revealed, and they will only cost $283.99. Not including the actual hardware. Inspector Gadget Mad Time Party launch trailer, PS5 and PS4. Okay, let's take a look at that. So scared of Christmas this year? Why, dude? Have you been bad? Is Krampus coming to get you? Yeah, F-Zero 99 announced. We'll hit that on the Nintendo recap. That's a big deal, dude. That looks really cool. People have been asking for F-Zero for a long time. Krampus is coming to get Pinky this year. I'll come fight him with you, bro. I mean, we're going to lose, but I'll fight him with you. Did you guys ever watch the movie Krampus? Take my wallet and just crush it to squeeze a new PC out. Oh, for real, dude? Yeah. Interesting. I honestly, dude, I would like to build a new PC next year, too. I'd like to build a new PC next year and then, like, just have this as a backup if I need anything out of it, like as a spare or whatever, or and for the main part, just like let my kids use this one, you know. But I don't know if that's going to be a viable thing money wise or not. So we'll see. Yeah. Got all that up. Rogue Trader, we got that up. That's cool. Unity unites the indie game industry against this new dude. Unity has united the entire games industry against them. Yeah. We got all that up. Yeah. What? Riot announced a farming sim game? What is this? Bro. Dude. I mean, look, I'm not laughing that people are losing their jobs, but look, Magic Call of Duty wasn't what... I mean, it was exactly what I expected Magic Call of Duty to be. Okay? That's why I laugh. Magic Call of Duty was Magic Call of Duty, and it didn't do well. So, I mean, I'm not really surprised by this, you know? Immortals of Avium developer Ascendant Studios has laid off nearly half of its staff. We covered this game on release and, like, looked at reviews and stuff, and it was like, oh, yeah, I mean, well, this is like the normal EA title. EA published, EA subsidiary title, right? It's to be expected. All right, let's kill this music, dude, and we'll start talking about these. All right, we got a lot of news this morning. They were really trying to make us jam out to the Christmas tunes this morning, weren't they? Think you'd have fun with Magic Call of Duty? Well, look, I mean, I call it that because... So... Yeah, you probably could, fair. I mean, I call it that because it was just funny to me. There's nothing wrong with Magic Call of Duty. I'm not bagging on that, the fact that that could be a fun thing. The reason I find it funny to call the game that is because the lead designer of the game came out well before the game released and was like, "Don't call our game Magic Call of Duty. It's not Magic Call of Duty." And for me, it's like, if you have somebody coming out and trying to tell people what your game's not, that's probably what your game is. You know? If you're trying to convince people of something before they've had a chance to come to their own conclusion because the game wasn't even released yet. If you're trying to convince people of something before they've had the chance to even make up their own kind of decision about what it is, it probably is exactly what you're trying to tell people what it's not. So from that point on, I just called Immortals of Avium Magic Call of Duty. Because that's what I just assumed it would be. Based off of them trying to get people to not call it that. You know? Now, the Baby Yoda thing too. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know if I know about that situation. So, you know, the lead designer of the game and everything was a previous Call of Duty developer and everything, and so, you know, he's probably worried about people just having that impression anyways. But to be fair, it did have a lot of Call of Duty aspects to it and stuff. But I mean, this was the thing about Immortals of Avium, dude. And you might have fun with it. It's not like it was a total bomb, but it wasn't. It was like middle of the road, maybe a little subpar if you haven't seen this, dude. You know what I mean? It's not. Oh, dude, Metacritic changed up their website. Interesting. Look at this noise. So for PC, it got a 65. PS5, it got a 70. Xbox, it got a 75. So you're probably looking at like a 70 Metacritic score from critics across the board. Now, user ratings, you know what I mean? 5.4. How do you click on the other ones now? Oh, yeah. So it'd be like, what? Dude, their stuff's all screwed up right now. But their page is looking quite different. Interesting. So, I mean, it's just... It's a very mediocre game at best, I think. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you won't have fun with it. Doesn't mean anybody won't have fun with it. But it's not one of those games I think anybody's going to be like long-term impressed by or anything, you know? And for a game that is going to cost like full price, that's what I was just kind of telling everybody. The thing about a game like that is it will end up being on EA Play, right? So my advice to everybody was this. Check it out. Mortals of Avium. You're talking about a game that was rated 72% of 463 users on Steam. That's okay. It's okay. It's going to probably be an entertaining enough experience for most people. Now, again, this is going to be a baseline for people to go off of. For each individual person, you're going to get a little bit of maybe either above that or below that a little bit, depending on what your preferences are and your own kind of subjective experience for the game itself. But from the Metacritic reviews and what other people have said about the game, is it worth a $60 to $70 price point? Probably not. You know what I mean? It will come out on EA Play, and if you're interested enough in playing a game like this, it'll be on EA Play in about 6 months after release, right? So we're talking roughly about another 5 months. So what I was suggesting to people was like, if you really want to play it, it's probably not worth this price point. Wait for it to come out on EA Play, and then get a Game Pass Ultimate subscription for a month. That gives you EA Play access, and you can just play the game that way. Because it's only about a 20-hour, I think, time to beat's like 20 hours, 20 to 25 hours. So you could definitely get it done in a month. You know what I mean? But for a game that rates like this, I think that you're better off being careful about spending too much money on it. You know what I mean? I think that just makes sense for people. They didn't want people to call Grogu Baby Yoda. We aren't calling him the child. And definitely not saying baby whatever race Yoda is. Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice, Pinky. All right, dude. Solid. Pinky is scheming to get on the shifts so we can just plow through Baldur's Gate 3. I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah, nice. Nice. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yo, God, I need more coffee. All right, here we go. Let's dive into this. We'll do, dude, there's a lot of flipping articles today. We'll do all these articles, and then we'll watch the PlayStation Showcase VOD, okay? So RE4 Remake Separate Ways DLC is coming next week. We'll see this today in the PlayStation Showcase VOD, I'm sure. An update for Mercenaries will be coming on the same day. RE4 Remake Separate Ways DLC will be coming next week. Capcom has confirmed. Dude, please let Capcom show me some more Dragon's Dogma. Oh, God, let them show me more Dragon's Dogma in that PlayStation Showcase. I didn't see any articles about it today, so there's probably not, but God, I really want it. So Capcom has confirmed that the DLC will be released on September 21st. An update for the game's Mercenaries mode will also be released on the same day. Separate Ways, which wasn't included in the initial GameCube release, but was later incorporated into other versions of the game, stars Ada Wong and provides a new perspective on the events of RE4.
No fucking way.
VR. Language. Right. Dojis.
Think you can swallow me whole, huh?
Yo, this is like such an iconic part of RE4. That whole water scene. That water battle. Elsewhere, another mission is underway.
This is Condor 1. President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Baby Eagle.
I'm seeing increased movement from Los Eliminados. Don't get careless.
Copy. Ada out.
What terrible actions will be done in its name, and who will pay its dark cost?
Find Lewis. Fetch me the amber.
Have you changed, Ada? Or are you just trying
Probably
to...
100%.
Because in this world, someone always pays.
There's someone who needs my
100% chance.
Best not to ask who or why.
It's what I researched for all these years, Ada. And I see the symptoms already showing in your eyes.
Yeah. So 1 week from now. 1 week. Nice. Cool. Separate Ways tells the story of Ada Wong and her parallel journey through the events of RE4, filling in unanswered questions from the main story. Game's promotion producer Edvin Edso said in a PlayStation blog article about the DLC. Full story will be revealed as you view both sides of events from both Ada and Leon's viewpoints. In addition to the variety of firearms from the original game and the knife parry that you're familiar with from Leon's campaign in RE4, Ada will also wield a grappling gun. Oh, that's why I was like, dude, how's she like flying across there? This can be used to get to various locations, as well as take down enemies from a distance and launch a ranged melee attack. Makes for a more exciting and fast-paced gameplay experience. Ada Wong and Albert Wesker will also be added to the Mercenaries mode as part of a free update for the game. Here we go. Inspector Gadget Mad Time Party launch trailer. 20 hours ago.
Rated everyone.
Gadget, the situation is serious. The city is in the hands of Mad.
Wowzers! Right away, Chief. Go Gadget roller skates.
We believe the only way to stop this is to use Professor von Slickstein's time machine.
You see this big red button? You really mustn't. The machine is broken. Interesting. The machine threw Gadget's ancestors out of time.
A mad agent escaped with parts from
Do
the
kids
machine.
today even know what Inspector Gadget is?
Well done, Uncle
This is
Gadget.
like...
Let's go! Ha-ha!
So physical edition October 17th, digital September 14th, so yesterday. I didn't feel like Inspector Gadget had been around for like quite some time, dude. In like most forms of entertainment. It's like Inspector Gadget had been away for a while, I thought, but I don't really know either.
I was in the middle of recording the video talking about the Volibear car.
Riot announces a new farming sim game. What's the name of this? I'm not gonna watch. What's the name of this flipping game, dude? Hold on. Bandletel. Let's look at this real quick. Oh, this was one that got... Okay. Well, we'll watch it real quick. Check it. This will get rehashed probably, but... Okay, yeah. We saw a little bit of this yesterday. Since I've already seen this, I'm going to grab some copy real quick. Coffee. Fishing? With the help of your yordle friends. Flipping adorable. Cool. So that is called Bandle Tale. A League of Legends story. Okay. Okay, here you go. So here's the Immortals of Avium thing, dude. Immortals of Avium developer Ascendant Studios has laid off nearly half of its staff. CEO Brett Robbins says it was a painfully difficult but necessary decision. Ascendant Studios, yeah. Today we are heartbroken as we part ways with friends and colleagues at Ascendant Studios. About 45% of our team, Robbins' statement reads. This was a painfully difficult but necessary decision that was not made lightly. Nevertheless, we have to make this adjustment now that Immortals of Avium has shipped. We are supporting those affected in every way we can, including comprehensive severance packages and job placement assistance, as well as support services for those who remain. If your studio is looking for proven Unreal Engine 5 artists and engineers, please reach out and let us know so we can introduce you to some incredibly talented game devs. Robbins added, quote, "I'm so proud of what our independent development team has accomplished with Immortals of Avium. Together, we've created a new AAA studio, a new IP on new technology during an era of our industry when that is exceedingly rare. We've poured our passion into Immortals while wearing our hearts on our sleeves. The studio will continue to work that way as we support the development of this game and our Immortals IP moving forward with future updates and offers." Quote, "To my team reading this message, especially those leaving us, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your invaluable contributions to Ascendant's culture and your tremendous impact on bringing Immortals of Avium to life. We wish you nothing but success in the next chapter of your careers. Please stay in touch." Based in San Rafael, California, Ascendant is an independent studio founded by Robbins, who was creative director on Visceral Games' original Dead Space, as well as Sledgehammer's Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 3, Advanced Warfare, and World War II. Immortals of Avium was released on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on August 22nd, and was met with reasonable review scores, with a Metacritic score of average of 70 across all platforms, which we just looked at here just a moment ago. Yeah, VGC's Immortals of Avium review calls it a promising debut that doesn't quite ascend to excellence. Yeah, I think it was just a very mediocre experience. You know, it was okay. I think that if it's probably one of those games where if you don't have anything else to play and you're really struggling to find something to dive into, it'll probably be something to fill a gap of time for you. But you're not. I doubt it's going to be something that you look back on and go, "Man, that was really cool." You're going to get like 20 hours of like at least some a little bit of some entertainment out of it. But it's nothing that you'll probably remember too much of. It won't be anything that gets real ingrained in your head. It's not going to be anything that sets any kind of real standards for the industry or anything. But again, I think that for a game like this, and dude, I mean, it feels bad. Heart and thoughts go out to all the individuals that have lost their jobs from the studio but I mean, this is the tough side of the industry, right? It is what it is. And so for what this game is, I think that if anybody is interested in playing it, I don't think it's a game that is actually worth that price point. I don't think it's a game that's worth $60 to $70. I don't think it's worth a AAA price point from what I know of it. I haven't played it, so I can't attest to that fact from personal experience. But from everything I've known, just by reading about it and hearing about it, it doesn't seem like it's worth that price point. It will hit EA Play. It's an EA published game. It'll hit EA Play in probably roughly another 5 months. And at that point, you can get into Game Pass Ultimate subscription and play the game through EA Play through Game Pass. I think that's, if you're truly interested in playing this game, that's probably a better way to spend your money rather than buying it outright at full price. Baldur's Gate 3's third patch has a release date, and it will bring the RPG to PC's gaming black sheep, the Humble Mac. Scratch out Humble and put overpriced in there, probably. Continuing its rapid pace of updates, Baldur's Gate 3 will be getting its third patch in less than a month. As revealed by Larian Studios on Twitter, X, Muskrat, Overlord, yesterday, patch 3 will be dropping September 21st. Thank you from the fiery infernal engine. We keep it in place of our heart. We couldn't have asked for a better response to Baldur's Gate 3. This is from Larian. Patch 3 is coming September 21st with full support for Baldur's Gate 3 on Mac. Gather your party. While they're light on the details, we only really know the date and the Mac thing. The last 2 numbered patches have been meaty, so I'd be shocked if this one doesn't follow suit. First patch was so big the full notes didn't even fit on the Steam page. That update brought a whole heap of bug fixes, crucially letting shorter races kiss PC gamers' statistically confirmed fave Karlach. The second patch came just under a week later, serving up justice for the Barbarian while also bringing further performance updates and glitch squashes. It's likely we'll be seeing more updates of that kind, keenly spotted by our friends at Game Radar. Larian Studios founder and CEO Swin Vink has been talking a big game about tune-ups in the works. Quote, they had some setbacks, but our code team is getting closer and closer to achieving the performance they originally aimed for. I think they'll manage to surprise everyone still. They're very motivated. Yeah, while the game's third act did unfortunately trip over the occasional animation bug or story fumble, still one of the best RPGs in years. Not just that, but apparently the third act is notoriously bad for some performance issues, just frame rate wise. So hopefully they're figuring that out. And that is apparently across all platforms, PC, PS5. And the studios come out swinging with these patches. Normally wouldn't assume an announced patch is going to be substantial, but Larian's track record has given me confidence so far. While bug fixes and story rejigging are a given, I'm curious to see if we'll be getting further epilogue tweaks like the ones given to Karlach, which left a good impression on me as someone who felt let down by the way her story ended. Okay, dude, stop! Okay, so new patch coming. Going to be putting Baldur's Gate 3 on Mac as well. Here we go, baby. Yeah. Supergiant Games announced Hades 2 Early Access starts next year. Next year is an entire huge window, 365 days window. But Supergiant Games, the company behind Hades and Bastion, has revealed it will launch Hades 2 into Early Access in the second quarter of 2024. Probably late spring, early summer. On PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store. The company stopped short of revealing a concrete date, though. It's probably smart. Here's the, if you haven't seen Hades 2 reveal trailer here, watch. We haven't seen it in a while, so take a peek. Take a little gander here.
Good.
Not good enough.
We can but learn. And the greatest teacher is out there. Now go. Death to Kronos.
Death to Kronos.
Oh my god, I can't wait, dude.
This is an opportunity for you to make a better future for us all. The least I can do is light your way down.
About ready to give in? No, I was born for this.
New gods, new frogs, new spicy protagonist.
Vengeance for your family awaits you.
He is no mere titan. He is time itself, and time cannot be stopped.
Wait for me, Father. I'll be this.
That's a big flippin' hype for me, dude. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Quote, thank you for your patience as we gear up for this launch. Supergiant riots and the development update. You may be wondering why can't we launch in early access like right now? Game looked pretty far along in the first trailer. The reason is Hades 2 will have at least as much content from day one in early access as the original game did back when it launched in early access on Steam. Even though early access inherently means the game is not yet complete, we still want to do everything we can to make sure Hades 2 is worth your while as soon as you can play it in any capacity. You can wishlist Hades 2 on Steam and the Epic Game Store today. Supergiant will have more details on the exact early access date, pricing, and system requirements closer to launch. Before that early access launch, though, but still in Q2 of next year, Supergiant will hold a technical test with a limited sample of players. Says this test aims to find and solve any technical or compatibility issues it might have missed to ensure anyone who tries Hades 2 in early access can have a smooth play experience. This technical test will contain much less content than what's in store for the early access launch. It will be limited to a relatively small subset of players who have already expressed interest in participating. For now, our focus is to keep building core content, environments, characters, weapons, boons, story events, music, and more as we gear up for our technical test and early access launch this coming year. The update concludes, thank you again for your patience and support as we work to ensure our first sequel meets our standards and hopefully yours too. Oh, baby. Here, hold on. That is true. I agree, Pinky. Yeah, no doubt, dude. Skelly for the win, bro. Absolutely. Hades 2. Oh, baby. Add to your wish list. I'll share this with you guys. Here's a link for it on Steam, all right? There you go. Everybody's already got it on there but me. I don't know why I didn't have it already. I'm lacking. I'm behind the trends, dude. Cool, man. That was dope. Steam decks are on sale. Dude, we already talked about this. I'm not going to go down through this, but look, I'll show it again real quick. Steam decks are on sale, guys. Main page, like you just saw on Steam, and just right here, Steam Deck sale for their 20th anniversary. Click there. We already kind of covered it, but you can currently get their top tier model for about $10 less than what their mid-tier model normally retails for. So top tier model is $520, mid-tier is $450, and their lowest tier is $360 right now. Respectively, that's 20%, 15%, and 10% off, okay? So go take a look if you're interested in a Steam Deck. This is the time to buy, really, if you're interested. Getting them on sale. We've seen one other sale previous to this, which were the same discounts. Now it'll happen again. We will probably get another sale on Steam Decks like later on, probably during like the winter sale or the fall sale or whatever for Steam. Maybe both. But if you're interested, it'll be the same kind of sale. It's probably better to just dive in on this rather than like take a chance and them not do a sale again for a while. Huh. A surprise sequel to my favorite co-op game just launched, and you have a month to claim it for free. The We Were Here series has a new bite-sized offshoot called Expeditions for series newcomers. What is this? Love that Java. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you meant, dude. Yeah. Everybody's really cold. I was thinking the same thing. You know they wouldn't be able to see crap, dude. Be all bogged up. Right, yeah. Alright, Total Mayhem Games has stealth launched another game in the series for free if you claim it by October 13th. Just like the rest of the series, We Were Here Expeditions, The Friendship is an asymmetrical co-op game which challenges you and a friend to work together but separately, solving puzzles by trading info via walkie-talkie as you dissect different challenges. They're fantastically fun, and in the end, the puzzle is you. Rather than the usual castle escape setting, this one is set on a deserted island with an abandoned theme park, which sounds like the perfect setting for an appearance from the horrible, creepy jester that the series has torturing me with in every game so far. Sorry, guys. The main series has definitely grown in length complexity with each successive game, adding in timed puzzles and other tricky segments, so it's nice to see the series providing a new way to ease into those challenges. We Were Here Expeditions, The Friendship is free to claim until October 13th, after which it will cost €4, $4 and £3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, Xbox, and PlayStation. Let's find this. And I'll link it for everybody. You can just add it to your library, and it'll be yours. No reason not to grab free games, guys. There you go. It's linked. Grab it on Steam. Speaking of free games, here you go. We've got new free games on Epic. Between now and the 21st of September, you get 911 Operator for free on Epic Games. Yeah. Then from the 21st through the 28th, you'll be able to get Out of Line and The Forest Quartet for free. So get your free game now, 911 Operator, and then don't forget to get your free games later on next week when they become free. All right? Free games, no brainer. Get your software. All right, here we go. Ferret's jam right here. Destiny 2 is going to delete one of its main currencies because players used exploits to stockpile too much. We're rich! Or at least we were until Bungie pulled the rug. There must be an almost erotic thrill to eliminating an entire currency at the click of a button. That's what is going to happen in Destiny 2 at the end of November when Season 23 launches. Bungie today announced that it will be completely depreciating legendary shards, which are a material used to pay for all sorts of items in the game. Unlike previous material depreciations, the studio also said that it will not be offering anything by the way of compensation. Legendary shards are just going to be gone. Timing is a surprise, but Bungie's rationale is not. The legendary shards economy is currently in shambles. Checking my balance, I have just over 13,000 after many 1,000 hours in the game. It's enough to be able to pay for Ingram decoding and weapon masterwork without much worry. But in the past, I have dipped as low as a couple of hundred, particularly when trials and Iron Banner weapons were exorbitant to focus using shards. However, one of my clanmates has somehow managed to amass a staggering 186,000, largely because he's a cheapskate who, unlike me, doesn't masterwork every gun he owns. The problem, though, is new players who have little way of catching up. The primary means to acquire shards is from dismantling legendary quality gear, with a return rate of 4 shards per item destroyed. Without grinding for hundreds of hours, it's near impossible to accrue a comfortable balance because Bungie has been trying to set prices that work for both types of players. Quote, some players have more than they would ever be able to spend, while others struggle to earn enough to engage with the systems that require shards as a cost, said a spokesperson for Destiny 2 economy team in the This Week at Bungie blog. Quote, this often made it hard to find legendary shard costs that would feel impactful to players while also ensuring that the content that did require legendary shards could be enjoyed by all players no matter how long or how much they play. Matters weren't helped by various exploits down the years that enabled players to rack up a mountain of shards before the loopholes were patched. Generally, these exploits involved a vendor or the collection manager offering a piece of gear that broke down to an incorrectly high amount of shards, enabling an infinite loop if you could handle the tedium of doing it. Bungie did at least express some sympathy for the bankrupted shard barons. As much as we know how bad it feels to have currencies that you have amassed over a long period of time wiped away, please know that we don't make the decision to remove them lightly. We truly believe their removal is in the best interest of both the game and the players. So far, I haven't seen a ton of pushback, which suggests the player base understood there was a problem with the economy. The Reddit thread accompanying today's blog is full of people swapping ideas for how to dump their shard 401ks. The best suggestions are stocking up on raid banners from Soraya Hawthorne or trading shards at the Cryptarch's materials exchange. As things stand, you can buy a single enhancement core for 30 legendary shards, which is obviously daylight robbery, but better than deletion. The Cryptarch also offers Ascendant alloys and enhancement prisms for an obscene 400 shards each, but these are on a weekly lockout. Staying on the subject of materials, I'll wrap up by noting I love another change announced in the blog. From September 19th, the drop rate for Essence of the Oversoul will be massively buffed. It's only found by completing encounters in the reprised Crota's End raid, and it's needed to acquire the exotic auto rifle Necrochasm. In addition to more guaranteed essence from clearing the raid each week, Bungie is adding a chance for a lucky drop of all the remaining essence you need for the gun and its catalyst. Between that change and also swapping this week's Nightfall reward, after players complained it wasn't one of the new weapons, it does feel like the studio is trying to respond much quicker to feedback. No doubt in response to the breakdown in community relations that happened in August, about which I spoke to game director Joe Blackburn a few weeks ago. Is this New World? Yeah, same thing. Sorry, Ferret. Oh yeah, Ferret, yeah. I think Pinky's memeing out about it because of the issue with the economy. Because New World had such a bad issue with the economy. I think Pinky's trolling a little bit. So it's to be fair, in live service games, you know, it's economy is a critical thing that developers are constantly having to work on balancing, and if it gets screwed up, it's hard to get it back straightened. Yo, what up, Peter. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Yeah, so one of the big things that destroyed New World, they had some terrible things happen where people were able to skew the economy really bad. Basically, I think there were some exploits that happened that a lot of people caught on to real quick. And it took Amazon a long time to patch it out. It took Amazon a long time to patch it out, and the economy got absolutely wrecked. And in a game like that, like at MMORPGs especially, if the economy gets screwed up, it's detrimental to the player base, dude. It just wrecks everything. And it really took a toll on that game. Yeah, it was one of the huge things that wrecked the amount of people that wanted to continue playing that game. Oh, for real, Peter? Yeah, word. Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. Apparently, it's been broken for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I think they nailed it right there. If the player base, if the long-term player base was really upset about this and they weren't expecting something like this to happen, they'd be very outspoken about it. But I think this was probably something to be expected here, honestly. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Traders release date is an appealing invitation in a post-Baldur's Gate 3 world. Yo, this game, so this game is being developed by Alcat. And Alcat is the same developer behind the Pathfinder games, right? So they know what they're doing with these types of games. To be fair, most people either really enjoyed Pathfinder games or they really hated them. There wasn't a lot of middle ground there for people, I don't think, you know? So what I have heard, and this is coming from our buddy Tinwin, Tinwin has been able to get in and try early access of Rogue Traders. And Tinwin's not a big fan, I don't think, of the Pathfinder games. But he has stated that he's really been enjoying Rogue Trader, which I think is a good sign for a lot of people. Even if you didn't really enjoy the way they developed the Pathfinder games, I think that there is at least an amount of potential there for what they're doing with Rogue Trader, which is the same genre of game, but they're doing some things differently to make it feel a little bit better, okay? I'm really interested in playing this. Take a look at the trailer and then we'll read about it, okay?
Exploration.
Oh, for real, Davey? Nice, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. That's great.
All of these drive Rogue Traders to brave the darkness between the stars.
Oh, yeah, fair, for sure, yeah.
It does not matter who you were before. A fearless general. A fractious.
To be honest, after Baldur's Gate 3, this will probably be the next CRPG I play.
Now you have the resources of the gargantuan trade protectorate to reach your goals. For example, your hand-picked retinue, ex-Imperial Navy, a tech priest of the Adeptus Mechanicus, powerful psychers, a righteous sister of battle, even a ferocious space marine, and many more. All of them are ready to accompany you through the warp and
it's got more of like that XCOM style, like turn-based strategy to it, but it is definitely going to be like a choices matter, story-rich kind of game too. You know?
Strike an allegiance with a terrifying enemy of humanity, the wicked Drukhari.
Yeah, Pinky, dude, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad to hear that, dude.
With sadistic and abhorrent acts of violence.
That's actually sick, dude.
After all, ends justify.
You got it? Did you get it while it was on sale, bro?
Don't let anything constrain you in your choices.
Yo, look at Ferret's rando mode he got on that lurk.
Rogue trader who has set their course. Let them know your name.
Ferret, bro. December 7th, bro. Nice. December 7th. RPG fans out there are really getting their fill this year, and it looks like 2023 might be going out with a bang. The release date trailer for Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Traders just dropped. Barring any unexpected delays, we'll be getting our hands on Owlcat Games' latest RPG on December 7th. With huge success of Baldur's Gate 3, Rogue Trader, an RPG with turn-based combat based on one of the most popular war games in the world, might grab the attention of a few more people than it would have if it released earlier. Yeah. Creating a devastatingly powerful group of deviants and engaging them in tactical combat is just the in thing right now. I'm here for it. The sheer depth of lore and history that Warhammer has is daunting. I see this as a great opportunity to dive further into the 40,000 universe without being too intimidated or overwhelmed. Right. Like I said, Owlcat has experience with these types of games, doing Pathfinder games. Yeah. Exciting, dude. December 7th. Nice. You guys can wish list this on Steam. Yo, that's sick, dude. Nice, Davey. I'll pull it up right here too. They have the update for the planned release and everything. I don't know why I didn't have that on my wish list. Pretty stoked about this one. There you go. That's the Steam page for it as well, guys. Again, our buddy Tinwin's been playing it, and he's pretty impressed so far. Early access stuff. Or not early access, but like kind of either alpha or beta gameplay I think he got into. The original Tomb Raider trilogy is being remastered for reals and coming to PC just in time for Valentine's Day. We saw this yesterday, but here you go. That poly butt, though. That poly booty. Yeah, back in March 2018, Realtek VR announced it was working on remasters of the original Tomb Raider trilogy, which would be available on Steam and free for owners of the originals. A week later, the whole thing was canceled. Turned out that Realtek didn't actually have permission from Square to do it. A disappointing outcome for old-time Tomb Raider fans, but today it's finally time to turn that frown upside down because an officially sanctioned remaster is on the way. Yeah, revealed during yesterday's Nintendo Direct, as we saw. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered, the official title on Steam. Will have the look of the original games, but will be spiffed up with enhanced graphics. But you can switch back to the OG look if that's what you want. And it is tweaked to run on modern hardware. You would hope so. Despite being announced during a Nintendo Direct and featured on the PlayStation blog, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered is confirmed for PC. In fact, you can wishlist it now on Steam. There's a link right here. System requirements are not too demanding. All right, here you go. That does suck. That does suck, Davey. Game consoles are infuriatingly exempt from California's otherwise important new right to repair bill. Since right to repair can pass here, expected to be on its way to a backyard near you, says iFixit CEO. California, the biggest state in the U.S. when it comes to both population and the sheer volume of tech companies squeezed into its borders, has just passed the country's most extreme right to repair bill in the U.S. This is good news for us as consumers. It's the third state to pass such a bill. It goes further than either Minnesota or New York in that it forces companies to support their products for longer. But while it will cover gaming PCs and laptops, games console manufacturers get a free pass, which is total bullcrap. The bill just has to go back to the Senate for a procedural vote, but having already passed wholly unanimous votes previously in both the state assembly and the Senate, that should be a formality before it's finally signed by the governor. The bill will then join the other two bills coming into effect next year. In New York, the right to repair bill will come into effect in January of next year, while Minnesota and California will see their own bills come online in July of next year. Where the California bill stands out, however, is that it is requiring companies to support any product sold after July 1st, which costs $100 or more for at least 7 years. If a product costs between $50 and $100, or $99.99 US, then it only needs to have that support for 3 years. The bill itself stipulates specifically that every manufacturer of products in those top price ranges should make the following available to owners of said products. Quote, service and repair facilities and service dealers, sufficient documentation and functional parts and tools, inclusive of any updates on fair and reasonable terms to affect the diagnosis, maintenance, or repair of a product for at least 7 years after the last date a product, model, or type was manufactured, regardless of whether the 7-year period exceeds the warranty period for the product. Same language is used for the 3-year support period too, and as you would expect, having co-sponsored the bill, iFixit is rather pleased with the victory. Quote, the era of manufacturers' repair monopolies is ending as well as it should be, said Kyle Waynes, iFixit CEO, in a recent blog post. Accessible, affordable, widely available repair benefits everyone. We're especially thrilled to see this bill pass in the state where iFixit is headquartered, which also happens to be the big tech's backyard. Since right to repair can pass here, expected to be on its way to a backyard near you. Yes, Davey, it is notoriously known for being a very hard roguelike game. Yeah, it's not just the US pushing on with right to repair bills either, as exemplified by Apple's recent switch to a surprisingly antiquated USB Type-C connection for its latest iPhone launch, in which the lower tier model doesn't even have fast charging. We just talked about this. The EU has been driving forward with its own right to repair standardization, which mandates the use of Type-C and a similar 7-year support structure for hardware, as well as a 5-year system for software updates. This is all good news for the tech savvy, particularly in a world where hardware is getting ever more expensive and where sustainability has been an important consideration for any new purchases. It's one of the reasons the Steam Deck has been so popular, offering complete coverage for simple repairs itself through iFixit. And while the framework, laptops, and mainboards are the bits of the tech I'm most excited to play around with this year, there are exceptions, however, and it seems like games consoles are somehow exempt from this right to repair requirement. Guess someone's been lobbying against the inclusion of consoles, eh? That's what I figured. The bill itself talks specifically about electronic or appliance products or just a product, but stipulates that it doesn't include a video game console. That is crap. Video game console means a computing device, including its components and peripherals that is primarily used by consumers for playing video games, such as a console machine, a handheld console device, or other device or system. Video game console does not include a general or an all-purpose computer, which includes, but is not limited to, a desktop computer, laptop, tablet, or cell phone. So that means your Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch consoles are all seemingly exempt from having to offer long-term support. Gotta love politics, dude. But at least in the computing space, your PC and laptop will be covered. Being able to keep your expensive PC hardware repaired and maintained yourself, or at least inexpensively outside of manufacturer repair monopolies, can only be a good thing. This is just another reason to get out of the console world, guys. It's getting worse and worse and worse, dude, for console consumers. If you need more info out of this article, I read all of it, but just in case, there you go. League of Legends meets Stardew Valley in Yordle-themed live sim Bandletale. We watched this earlier. I'm not going to dive into it. Helldivers 2 shows off some proper co-op gameplay as it gets delayed to next year. There's a bunch of new Helldivers 2 footage to enjoy, but you're going to have to wait to play it for yourself. Yeah, so we're going to get to see this in the state of play. But we finally got a proper release date for the game on February 8th of next year. Though that's sadly a delay from the previously announced release window of this year. The new trailer, however, showed off what appears to be the full gameplay loop, complete with the kind of goofy co-op player voiceover you'd probably associate with old Ubisoft E3 shows. The focus is on a battle with a giant bug boss called a Bile Titan, showing how players can combine their various abilities for a strategic co-op takedown. In a nod to how your co-op group will actually play, there's even a bit of team killing. I mean, I've maintained all my old consoles, but it's gotten to the point where I don't want to support those companies
I'm Johan
anymore.
Pilestad, CEO and creative director at
what they've
Arrowhead
turned
Game
into,
Studios.
you know?
And today I'm pleased to share an extended look at
PC
Helldivers
just
2.
is a much
We're starting
better
on the ship's
platform
bridge,
for the
preparing
consumer
to
as far
select
as
our
I'm
mission
concerned,
from the
which is why
galactic
I
war map.
promote it that way.
Once cleared for mission engagement, it's time to go into your hellpod and prepare for planetfall. Today we join a squad on one of the many planets in the galaxy, set on an important mission.
I'll never get
to
rid of my old
eliminate
ones either, dude.
A deadly Bile Titan.
Just won't buy into the new ones.
Okay, we need to find the Terminate Bile Titan.
I think it's this way. There's some enemies here.
Okay, I'm covering you on the right.
Not much, anyways.
We're covering your rear.
Oh, there's loads of them. I'm switching to flamethrower. Oh god!
That's how they get
It's
you.
the Bile Titan! Oh, I died.
Reinforcing. Oof, I have to run.
Alright, I'm back.
Yo, you too, Davey.
Can you guys take him
be
out
safe,
with the
buddy.
recoilless?
Hope everything goes well today,
I'll
man.
try to take him down from the side. Reload my recoilless.
On it.
I got enemies on my back as well. Oh, there's a charger here.
I'm gonna take out the Brood Commander.
He's charging me.
We take out the charger with the recoilless.
All the characters look like flipping Star Wars bounty hunters,
away.
dude.
Nice. I'm gonna thin out the crowd a little bit.
There are a lot of them coming. My guard dog is taking care of the little ones. Oh!
I'm throwing out the strafing run to try to take out the small guys.
Oh no, you killed me!
Oh. I'm sorry. One small death for the Helldivers.
Reinforcing.
Okay, should we do something? Should we strategize?
I'm drawing.
No,
this
no strategy
attention.
needed.
Alright, I don't think I have an
Just
option.
go hard.
We need to throw in the 500 kilogram bomb. I'm throwing it out.
Oh god, he's coming for me.
Getting out of the way.
The game looks dope.
There
Okay, there we
Good
go.
job.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Well done, Helldivers. Another win for Super Earth. After each successful mission, players are rewarded for their efforts, allowing them to upgrade their ship, weapons, armor,
Look like
and
all of them
stratagems,
should be named Boba Fett.
giving them the edge in the many battles to come. I hope you enjoyed seeing a glimpse of just one of the many missions and planets the game has to offer. Now go out there and spread managed democracy.
Well, it's good. Between missions, you can upgrade your ship, weapons, and armor before choosing your next drop point on a galactic war map. The trailer ends with a super cut of various combat encounters showing off different planets and enemies, demonstrating what kind of variety you can expect from the action. Yep, February 8th is the release. Both PS5 and PC via Steam. Pre-orders go live on about a week from now. So, that's cool. Devolver Digital's brand new game is discounted for PC already. Yeah. Gumbrella, right? Oh, yeah. Gumbrella, the new side-scrolling action platform published by Devolver, launched this week to positive reviews. For a limited time, PC players can grab the game at a 17% discount from Fanatical using the coupon code Fanatical17 at checkout. Yeah. Look, I always kind of do this now. Games that release, if I'm planning on playing a game on release or close to release, I always will check Fanatical and I'll check Green Man Gaming. I just got AK Oxalotl. That game is on sale on Steam for just over $17. But I checked Green Man Gaming and I actually got the game for like $13.50 on release, the day it released. AK Oxalotl, which was yesterday. Got it on Green Man Gaming for $13.50. As opposed to the sell price on Steam that was like somewhere over 17, you know. So my advice is like, if you're a PC gamer, check around. No matter what platform, usually, you know, the biggest platform being Steam. A lot of time that's where you're going to play your games at and stuff. There are some legitimate sites out there like Green Man Gaming and Fanatical that usually you can get some pretty good discounts on release for games. And they just do discounts all the time for games that are not already on sale, like retail price for games and stuff. And so that's my advice, is just check those places. Check those places out before you buy on just the original platform and stuff. Because Green Man Gaming and Fanatical is always going to do Steam keys for you and stuff. So check Steam, then check Fanatical and Green Man Gaming and compare the prices before you buy into any of them. But if you're interested in Gunbrella, there's your link to get some discount on it. Total War Steam sale, best games to grab at a discount. If you're into the Total War franchise, they've got some sales going on. I'm just going to link this for you guys. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but apparently you can get some sales right now for the Total War franchises. So there's the link for that too. We watched this yesterday. I'm not going to watch all these trailers, but I will link this for you guys, and I'll just go over the gist of what was shown yesterday in Nintendo's Direct Showcase. We did watch it live here in the channel, okay? So we just hit on this. Nintendo, during the Nintendo Showcase, they showed the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered. WarioWare, Move It. Super Mario RPG, again, I'm pretty psyched about that. Yeah. What is that? November 7th release date, I think? Something like that. Does it say? November 17th, excuse me. Put a 1 in front of that 7. Another code, Recollection. Among Us. New map, The Fungal Teaser. Okay. Dave the Diver coming to Switch. I think this is going to be a game that plays very well for the Switch. And this is my indie. This is actually my game of the year right now. An indie game, and is an absolute banger, dude. That game is so good. Yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course DLC is going out with a bang. Pass Wave 6. F-Zero is returning with F-Zero 99. Big old multiplayer F-Zero. Very cool. For anybody that has a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Nintendo is remaking Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Very nice. Big hype. Luigi's Mansion 2 remake as well. Big hype. Trombone Champ looks like it's going to be a very cool game for the Switch. They've got different ways which you can use the motion controls for the Joy-Cons and stuff to play the trombones. Everything looks really cool. This is supposed to be a really fun game. Fun and funny game, by the way. It's on PC and everything too already, so you can go check that out. Splatoon 3 single-player expansion launches next year. Mario and Donkey Kong face off in Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Princess Peach Showtime is going to release next year. Prince of Persia game. Ubi needs this game to do well. It looks good. It does look good. It looks like a modern take on the old school God of War games to me. And they did not show the Atlas game, dude. Why? Hold on. They didn't show... They didn't note this,
City back together.
Which is Bandletale.
Journey across the land.
We talked about that a little bit earlier in the news segment.
Items and meals for the locals. As you continue gathering and crafting, you can weave together new
There's a few things they missed. You can
unlocking
chronicle
more
100
branches of the skill
heroes.
tree. Enchant your experience even further by embarking on quests and
Unicorn Overlord.
Liberate
I'm
your
watching
kingdom.
this right now.
Reclaim
This is my
your
big
destiny.
hype from yesterday. This is my big hype. There was a game back on Super Nintendo called Ogre Battle, and I was addicted to it. I loved it. This is a modern version of that game. I'm so flippin' stoked about this.
Evil. A fallen prince shall rise again, ring of legend lighting his path.
That is the Ring of the Unicorn, ancestral treasure of Cornia's royal lineage. Legend speaks of your ancestors wielding it to purify evil.
Yet the answer is clear as day now.
I need it.
The path before us is laid bare.
I will be playing
and all
this
that
on
remains
release.
now is to walk it. Walk it I will, Mother.
Freely traverse an expansive world. Gather new allies.
Actually being made by the
forge
same
your
company that
bonds,
made Ogre Battle
and
as well,
lead the
Atlas.
liberation to glorious victory. Cultivate a grand army with over 60 unique characters, from humans and elves to massive beasts and heavenly angels.
Today marks our first foray into the mists of despair which hang heavy over our home. It may take days, months, or even years, but I shall see the duties of my bloodline fulfilled.
Atlas.
Oh
and
my
Familiar
god.
Present the rebirth
Oh, I hope
of
it's good.
tactical fantasy RPGs. Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord is a
Available
weird
March
name,
8th,
but whatever.
2024.
That was my big hype. But they've got all the trailers, the entire Nintendo Direct. If you didn't get to catch it with us yesterday, that's the gist of what was shown. If you need to rehash any of it, watch it again, watch it for the first time, whatever, because you weren't here with us yesterday, it's right there in chat, okay? Nintendo adds multiple new games to its Switch voucher program. Save on 2 digital games. There were a lot of first-party games featured during the latest Nintendo Direct, and if you're wondering how you're going to be able to afford them all, you could perhaps consider making use of the Switch Online voucher program. In North America and certain other parts of the world, Nintendo has now added some more titles to the program. This voucher allows you to pick 2 games, which will cost Switch Online members $100 US or $133 Canadian, or your regional equivalent. Here are the new games that have been added: Princess Peach Showtime, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and another code, Recollection. Some other games in this promotion include the likes of Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, WarioWare, Move It, and Detective Pikachu. This is a review trailer. Okay, here you go. Watch this.
If you have a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership, there's an exclusive offer available for you. Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers. Here's how it works. Purchase a pair of Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers for $99.98, and then redeem them for digital games in the voucher catalog, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Pokemon Scarlet, or Pokemon Violet. For example, redeem one voucher for Splatoon 3 and use the other for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And you'll save up to $20 on the combined price of both games. You can even use game vouchers to pre-order select games.
Sorry.
Game vouchers are redeemable for 12 months from the day they are purchased and don't have to be used at the same time.
So,
to purchase and redeem game vouchers,
ultimately,
head on over to Nintendo eShop
yeah,
on your Nintendo Switch
because
system.
most of the top tier Nintendo games don't go on sale very often. And so, the voucher can save you a little bit of money on buying a couple of titles together. So, if you're interested, I'll link this for you as well. There you go. Video game company. Okay, here we go. So, this is about the last that we have to go over today for the news. Then we're going to kind of segue out of the news and just go watch the VOD from the PlayStation State of Play showcase yesterday. get caught up on that. Before we play more AK Oxalotl today. So if anybody has anything else to add that I haven't covered today, let me know in chat. We'll discuss it before we move on and watch the State of Play VOD from yesterday and play games, okay? But adding on to what we've already talked about with the Unity stuff, okay? No, dude, I don't need your offer, Bloomberg. Dude, bro, I can't get rid of that. Sucks. Okay, so TLDR, Unity came out with some updated terms for anybody using their engine or has used their engine to develop games. And they have had to do a lot of backtracking to provide further details. A lot of it seems very scummy. There are a lot of developers that are seriously turned off by what's happened here. And it's honestly, I think, going to be the death of Unity. Because even if they backtrack far enough to go like, oh, well, we're not going to do this anymore, I think enough developers have seen the true colors of what Unity is, and they won't want to be a part of this company anymore. Now, following what has happened, we've talked about it in depth today already. We talked about it in depth yesterday. I'm not going to really go into details right now as we've already discussed it. But in light of what Unity has done, apparently they had to shut their offices yesterday too because they were receiving death threats. Oh, man, come on. Bloomberg, you suck so bad. Hold on. Gadget should work. Yeah, this will be better. Yeah, Unity temporarily closes offices amid death threats following contentious pricing changes. Unity has temporarily closed its offices in San Fran and Austin, Texas, and canceled a town hall meeting after receiving death threats, according to Bloomberg. Earlier this week, the company announced a contentious change to its business model. Quote, today we have been made aware of a potential threat to some of our offices. We've taken immediate and proactive measures to ensure the safety of our employees, which is our top priority. A Unity spokesperson told Engadget, we are closing our offices today and tomorrow. There could be potential targets for this threat and are fully cooperating with law enforcement on the investigation. Starting on January 1st, developers will be charged a fee every time someone installs a game built on Unity after they reach a certain revenue or install threshold. These thresholds are different depending on what tier of Unity they had subscribed to previously, but they're getting rid of the different subscription tiers also from what I read yesterday. The decision sparked an astonishing backlash against Unity from across the gaming industry, with some suggesting it will hit developers, publishers, and distributors hard in the pocket. Those who make freemium games, which don't cost anything to download and generate revenue through advertising and microtransactions, or set a low price on their titles, could be hit particularly hard, especially because a lot of those titles are developed solely for the purpose of being used for things like generating profit for nonprofit organizations and like charity businesses and stuff like that, right? And the amount of money that they would potentially have to pay back would be way more than they would even generate. Some studios, including Slay the Spire developer, which we have this up right now, developer Megacrit Games, have pledged to move games they have been building in Unity for several years to another engine unless the company backtracks. That's despite the impact switching to a different engine will have on their production timeline. Not only that, like we even read yesterday where Cult of the Lamb developer basically was like, yo, go ahead and get your hands on our game right now while you can, because we're about to delete it because they don't want to have anything to do with Unity anymore. You know, things like that. I mean, everybody is just done. So this is basically, Unity CEO John Riccitello Picture just like screams scumbag, doesn't it? God dang, dude. Yeah, look, I'll let you read the rest of this. It's a lot of what I've already fleshed out between yesterday and this morning, previous to hitting this article. The second part of this is Unity will start charging developers each time their game is installed. It's basically what this comes down to, and the repercussions of this is potentially going to be insane. You're talking about anytime somebody, so people could just install the game, delete the game, install the game, delete the game, install the game, and those people aren't having to rebuy. But the developer themselves are going to have to they're going to keep being charged every time that happens. And now, of course, Unity is going, oh, well, we've got our own proprietary system. Well, we'll be able to keep track of that and make sure that doesn't happen. And come on, man. You know? And again, not only that, there are a lot of other issues that come into play here. Like, again, the games that have been developed for, charity kind of events and stuff like that, where it's like, how many people are going to download that? And the amount of money they make is not going to be, and they're like, oh, well, we're not going to charge people for that. Dude, there are going to be all kinds of issues. The fact of the matter is, this is a really scummy situation. Unity has shown their true colors, and developers are not going to want to have anything to do with this developer moving forward, at least not nearly to the extent that they do now. And rightfully so. It is what it is. They've shown the developing world what they're about. They are a scary company that nobody is, really going to be interested in dealing with moving forward. Even if they backtrack off of it now, everybody's going to know the potential of what they're wanting to do moving forward is going to be there. And they won't want to deal with it. So I'll link this. You can read the rest of it if you want. It's there. All right. Gives you more details about what we already know. Slay the Spire Studio serves Unity one of its hardest roasts yet, and other devs love it. Yeah. Developer Slay the Spire, one of the best roguelikes of the last decade, has made its first ever public statement decrying the proposed Unity changes, announcing it will switch engines for its new game unless those changes are reversed, earning raucous applause from other indie studios in the process. Yeah. We just read their Twitter announcement. Quote, despite the immense amount of time and effort our team has already poured into development of our new title, we'll be migrating to a new engine unless the changes are completely reverted and terms of service protections are put in place. As well as dropping that bombshell, Megacrit ends its message by saying, we have never made a public statement before. That is how badly you flipped up. The backlash against the Unity changes have been swift, with multiple indie developers issuing statements similar to Megacrit's. You'll find several indies in the studio's Twitter replies, with Among Us dev Innerslav and another Crab's Treasure dev Aggro Crab exchanging supportive emojis with Megacrit. This is the single best official professional statement I have ever read, remarks one follower. We're heated, Megacrit replied. Unity has attempted to assuage fears with a new statement suggesting that the fees won't apply to most development projects, but it's clear there's minimal trust in the company's processes. Yep. They're not the only ones. Again, where is the massive monster here? This is probably where it's at. Where's this? Did they delete it? Let's look at Cult of Lamb. Oh yeah, yo, check this out. This was their initial response. So Massive Monster, who made Cult of the Lamb, actually said this, which was, buy Cult of the Lamb now. This was on September 12th, right? Buy Cult of the Lamb as soon as this was the evening that the Unity information came out. Say, buy Cult of the Lamb now because we're deleting it on January 1st. That was their reply, you know? So there have been a lot of devs that are you know, really adamant about taking Unity down for this, and as they should be. It's pretty gross. So, I don't know. It's pretty disgusting, and I think that Unity is basically going to capsize because of this. So I don't know what made them feel like this was a good business decision. You know, again, I think smart businesses know that they, while always have to make money, and I think anybody that is a consumer of a business understands that as we move forward in time, things change, and there's always the need for reevaluation of business tactics and things like that. But there is an amount of what makes businesses successful initially is always, you know, starting with good products and taking care of your people and taking care of your consumer and stuff like that. When you lose sight of that and you just become consumed with dollar signs and greed and everything, eventually it's going to give way. People are going to see through the facade. Things like this happen, like with Unity, you know, and now everybody's seeing Unity's true colors. They don't give a crap about, you know, trying to do while also what's good for them as a business, but, you know, what keeps them supported and keeps them making, you know what I mean, money and a successful business are those other businesses underneath them. And when you do stuff like this and you show that you don't give a crap about any of them and you're not trying to do good by them, you know, you're going to sink. So I think Unity is in a really, really deep crap right now. And I don't know that they can dig themselves out of it, to be honest. Again, I think they showed their true colors here. They are greedy, and an uprising has developers have their pitchforks out, man. You know, they're gonna take the monster down. I think I think there are gonna be too many devs that don't care to do business with Unity at all moving forward because they don't want to deal with something with a business that is going to be resorting to tactics like this. So that would be my guess anyways, and rightfully so. If it plays out that way, I think that's, you know, that's appropriate. Let's get some music going. Segue out of here. Yeah, cool. Yo, good news segment, guys. Thanks, appreciate it. We've got Happy Friday, first of all. We're going to move on from the news. We're going to go watch the PlayStation showcase that happened yesterday. We're going to go watch the VOD of that. Make sure we see everything that was popping off in that from yesterday and are up to date with that. And then we're going to go play some more AK Oxalotl for the rest of the day, okay? So, I don't know. We'll segue out of here. I'll say thank you to everybody for the amazing news segment. Thank you to everybody that's part of our community here on The Constant. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being the awesome people you are and helping to create such an awesome community for all of us to be a part of. If anybody is not that familiar with our community, you're getting to maybe check this news segment out for the first time currently, live, or maybe even later on as a VOD. Then, you know, we go live at 6 a.m., roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT every single day, besides Wednesday. So 6 days a week, besides Wednesdays, we go live, and we always start off with video gaming news before we immediately transition over into playing games for the rest of the day. All of our content we've done previously, whether it be the video gaming news segments or playthroughs of games that we've done and completed, wild, crazy, weird clips and highlights of stuff that's happened here in the channel, all that content is always out there in highlights, in playlists on the Twitch channel, as well as playlists of VODs on the YouTube channel as well. So you can just go to those two places, check that content out, and if you're enjoying that stuff or this live, either one, then come hang out with us when we do go live 6 days a week. And we're always looking for more people that are interested in the video gaming industry like we are, good people that just want to hang out and have a good time and are really passionate about the gaming world, man. That's what we're about. So other than that, man, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. Happy Flippin' Friday. I hope everybody's weekend is starting very, very well. I hope it continues to go that way. And I can't wait to do more video gaming news tomorrow morning for September 16th edition. All right.